Hello, Liverpool fans. Welcome to the Liverpool Report, your go-to source for the latest news, match updates, and transfer stories straight from Anfield. Don't miss out on any of the action. Hit that subscribe button now and stay in the loop with all things Reds. Virgil van Dijk is hoping lessons have been learnt by Liverpool from last season's slip-ups as they tussle it out for 4 trophies this term. The Q word has not been mentioned yet on Merseyside, but the Reds put themselves into the last 16 of the Champions League with a 2-1 win over Lille on Tuesday night. Arneslot's side sit top of the new format in Europe and are also Premier League leaders with a 6-point advantage over their nearest rivals. They're trailing Tottenham by a goal in the Carabao Cup semi-finals, while they've got an FA Cup 4th-round trip to Championship strugglers Plymouth Argyle next month. It was just 12 months ago that the Reds were also in the hunt for all 4 trophies after they beat Chelsea in the League Cup decider at Wembley. But they crashed out of the Europa League at the hands of Atalanta in April, after Manchester United dumped them out of the FA Cup, and their title challenge faltered around the same time. "I think you have to learn from difficult moments and moments that don't go your way," said the club captain. "Most of the guys in the dressing room now have experienced last year, and that should make you better, make you aware of how to deal with certain situations and circumstances, and you should be better equipped. Let's see. At the moment, I am looking at our team, and we are very calm. We are working our socks off each and every day, each and every game, and we need everyone fit, healthy and in form, and that's the aim. Going into every game with the mentality, it is game by game. That's how it's always been the case. It's a nice ride, I think you should enjoy it as well, and I will definitely do it. Liverpool fans are certainly enjoying the ride under Slot this season, which many expected may be a campaign of transition following the departure of Jurgen Klopp after more than 9 years in charge. This weekend marks 12 months since Klopp shocked Liverpool fans by announcing he would depart at the end of the season. The emotion of his prolonged farewell meant there was huge pressure on the Reds to deliver for their departing boss. Now, a year on, and the start of Slot's tenure couldn't be going any better. At this point, we haven't achieved anything, but we are in a very good place, and a place that other teams playing in both competitions wants to be in and is fighting for," said Van Dijk. "But we have to stay calm, and we will. If we have surprised ourselves, I don't know. I know this squad already for a couple of years, so there are not many changes. Obviously, the biggest change is the manager and the staff and how he wants us to play. I think we adapted to that pretty quickly. I don't think there are major tweaks, but what has been changed, I think the boys have been doing brilliantly. That has been shown, and we have to keep that going until the end of the season, and hopefully we can get the reward for that." Arne Slot has a big decision to make on the future of one of Liverpool's rising young stars. Jaden Dans has emerged as an exciting talent at Anfield, and the Reds manager is currently mulling over whether to allow the 19-year-old to leave on loan in January to further his development. Championship sides Stoke City, Blackburn Rovers, and Preston North End are all keen on acquiring the up-and-coming forward services, according to The Athletic. Hollywood-owned Wrexham were also previously reported to be interested, but it's believed a move to League One is unlikely. Slot said last week that he would consider various factors before sanctioning a loan exit, including a recent injury to Diogo Jota. He said, "You take a lot of things into account if you want to loan out a player, and this could be one of them, but there are also other factors you take into account. Is it good for a player to get some playing time? Yes or no? Do we think we still need him?" Dans has missed much of the first half of this campaign through injury, but came off the bench to score in Liverpool's 4-0 FA Cup 3rd-round win over Accrington Stanley earlier this month. One person who has already made his feelings clear about the striker is Slot's predecessor, Jurgen Klopp. Dans made his senior breakthrough under the German last season and starred in the League Cup final win over Chelsea. Klopp heaped praise on the youngster after his impressive performance, describing him as really special and absolutely insane. In his post-match press conference, he said, "Jaden Dans has only recently joined us in first-team training. I loved him from the first second. Really special. And he comes on today. Okay, he played in the last game, but he can score 2 goals in a Carabao Cup final. It's absolutely insane. Klopp then compared Dans with darts sensation Luke Littler after scoring 2 goals off the bench in a win over Southampton last February. He said, "It is a little bit like the new darts sensation. It is fine for tonight. Tomorrow, leave the boys in the corner. Everyone who is with us, we should have our moments. They will have more moments than we expect. Exceptional talents. Of course, it is not natural that a boy aged 18 is as calm as you like." The second goal, calm as you like, he saw when Conor Bradley shot that the goalie cannot take it. Don't forget it when the transfer window opens. Don't ask for 12 signings. Whether a loan move away from Anfield will be sanctioned for Dans remains to be seen, but his services are in high demand. With testimonies like those from his former manager behind him, it's not difficult to see why either. Window after window has passed, but Jonathan David remains at Lee. This summer, however, the Canada striker will become a free agent, and it remains anyone's guess where he ends up. For 5 years, he has been linked with moves to the majority of Europe's big clubs, and tonight, the 25-year-old will be presented with another audition at Anfield. Liverpool's recruitment at the end of the season remains up in the air until a decision is made about the big 3 nearing the end of their deals. But if Mohamed Salah goes, then Arneslot's front line will require bolstering, and the links with David were there sporadically through the Jurgen Klopp era. Tottenham are among those to have been talked up as a destination in recent days too, but Lille have made it clear that David will not be leaving the club this month. Signing a new contract, on the other hand, appears unlikely with an offer made months ago, but no signal that it will be signed. What am I waiting for? I guess now it's easier to say, I'm in the last year of my contract, David said earlier this season. Eventually my contract is going to run out. So then we'll see. We'll see what happens next year. I'm open to anything. I think obviously the Premier League is regarded as one of the best leagues in the world. And for me, it's not the Premier League or bust. I'm open to anything, and every league has its challenges. David's agents have recently reiterated that everything is on the table when it comes to his future, and he is doing a good job at auditioning so far this season. He arrives on Merseyside with 17 goals scored across League One and the Champions League so far this season. Only Mason Greenwood has found the net more in the top tier than his dozen, and Lille sit in 3rd spot, on course for again reaching next season's Champions League. Bruno Genosio's team are unbeaten in 20 games, with their most recent defeat coming against Ruben Amorim's Sporting Lisbon in mid-September, and sit 8th in the bloated Champions League phase table before this week's games. They are almost guaranteed a playoff spot, and much of it is down to David's brilliance. He may not have scored in 5 appearances, but he did provide a 3rd assist of the season in the weekend win at home to Nice, proving he can still turn creator when not finding the net himself. David, who can finish with both feet, has been used as a solo man up top by Genesio, but in the past he has proven that he can mix things up and drop deep or act as a support striker. Such versatility is what makes him so attractive to teams across the continent. Ibrahima Konate revealed he gifted Liverpool's medical team cookies for their efforts to get him back to full fitness quickly. But when contract talk was on the menu yesterday, the Reds defender was not so forthcoming on how close he is to signing a new deal. Ahead of tonight's Champions League clash with Lille, Konate, 25, did confirm that he has been offered a new deal by the club, but did not elaborate when asked if he was close to signing. He is the latest Liverpool star, mulling over a contract on offer from the club. The France defender was offered a new deal earlier this season, but he has yet to put pen to paper with 18 months left on his current contract. Mo Salah, Trent Alexander-Arnold and Virgil van Dijk have all been in discussions with the club over new deals, but theirs are set to expire in the summer. Konate said yeah when asked if he has been offered a deal, but then added that is another conversation when questioned if he is close to signing. He earlier said, "I think I am really focused on what happens now. We will see what will happen." Konate returned to full fitness earlier this month to face Manchester United after overcoming a knee injury quicker than expected. The France centre admitted he is playing through the pain to ensure he helps his teammates after Joe Gomez picked up a hamstring injury at the end of December, leaving the Reds short of centre-backs. And there was a special present from Konate to the club's medical team for helping him return faster after he picked up the injury in November's 2-0 win over Real Madrid. He said, "The plan was for me to train on this week before United game, but when I saw Joe with this injury, I thought, okay, I have to come back really quick and don't really think about my knee." The first game, for sure I felt it a little bit, but the pain got better day after day. It's fine, it's enough for me to play. The physios and medical staff have done a very good job for me. Every day I don't know how long I spent at the club every day when I was injured, and I was very happy, and I thanked them with some cookies. This season, they have done a very good job with me. They never take a risk with me. It was very me who was ready. I play with a bit of pain, but it is enough to play. Konate and Virgil van Dijk kept their 7th clean sheet as a pairing in the Premier League this season when the Reds beat Brentford on Saturday to go 6 points clear at the top of the table. They've also kept 5 clean sheets in a row in Europe, and a point tonight against the in-form League One side will ensure the Reds coast into the last 16 stage of the Champions League. When asked if his partnership with Van Dijk is the best in Europe, Konate added, "This season, yeah, I think so. Everyone knows Virgil and everyone knows his quality. For me, he is the best. No one is better than him in this position. I never said it to him, but in interviews I've always said I just want to be better than him one day, and that is why I work hard to reach this level one day. He would be proud, I think."